thank you guys very much for having me. If you don't know my name, I'm Monica, and I am Brendan's wife. I have been fighting a rare, incurable heart and lung disease called pulmonary hypertension. It affects the heart and lungs. It constricts the arteries of the heart and lungs, making it hard for blood to flow through. So it makes me short of breath, dizzy. I used to pass out very often from having the condition. It was really hard to get used to life with pulmonary hypertension, especially when they said you have 5 years to live. That was 19 years ago. Back then, they didn't have a lot of information about pulmonary hypertension. It was very rare, very new, and it went misdiagnosed for decades. People would pass away from being told they had asthma, when in reality it was pulmonary hypertension. They didn't figure that out until later when they did autopsies on people and said, hey, there's narrowing of all the arteries in the heart and lungs. What is this? So when I was diagnosed in 1997, there was one medication for me, and it was called Flolan. It was a device about this big, and I had a catheter that went into my chest, connected to a tubing, connected to the device, and in the device was medication that I had to mix every single day. Vials, syringes, sterile environment, don't talk, don't sneeze, don't have a fan on, is air conditioner on, very, very meticulous. And the reason for that is because if any kind of bacteria got around the area, I could get an infection that went into my body, into my bloodstream, and attacked my heart. Happened to me 6 times in the whole 15 years of having the pump and the tubing. So it's a very hard disease to deal with. I also had to keep the medication cold, so I had to keep ice packs in there. So when I was going to visit family, let's say in Oregon, I had to mail out ice packs so that by the time I got there, I had fresh ice packs to put into my pump. So this is what pulmonary hypertension patients had to go through on a daily basis, 24/7, no time for breaks, no let me disconnect and take a shower. You had to be tethered 24/7. Through the years, I have been very, very, very lucky because I go to UCLA, and at UCLA they have the cutting edge, newest treatments for pulmonary hypertension, and I have been a guinea pig, 5 different clinical research trials, and I'm actually a guinea pig right now. I like to say that. They don't like to use the term guinea pig because it sounds bad, but I say I've been very successful on all these clinical trials because 5 years to live, and here I am 19 years later. For the first 10 years, I really did not do a whole lot. I tried to hide that I had a central line. I was only 16 when I got diagnosed, so you kind of don't want to be seen as that weird person with the pump connected to her. So I wanted people to just look at me for Monica, for who Monica is, not the pump girl, which I often was referred to as the pump girl. So for the past 8 years now, I've actually made it a mission to bring attention and awareness to what pulmonary hypertension is and the struggles and daily heartaches and pains that we go through, from oral medications to central line medications. Now I have a pump inside of me, and I no longer have to have an external pump, it's an internal pump, and I go every 2 months and they refill the device. It's like a can of tuna, so it's not very pretty, but it's me. They refill it with medication, and I go on my merry way for 2 months. A lot of my friends are waiting for it to get approved. I'm blessed to have a huge network of other people with my disease to go to, confide in, gripe to, complain to, cry to, and all these people are watching as I go on to see how I do. 4 years now I've had this. We're waiting for it to get approved, and I'm saying all of this to tell you that you often hear, help me raise money for research. But you never really know what happened with that research money. I'm a walking research successful story. I've had so many research trials that have helped me prolong life after diagnosis. One pill that I like to tell people is my miracle little blue pill that I started taking was Viagra, and it was actually created for pulmonary hypertension, not for men. So it's not their miracle little blue pill, it's my miracle little blue pill. But when I started taking that, I was able to go to high elevation for the first time, and have a more normal life and stop passing out down flights of stairs, under the Christmas tree, in the shower, in mall parking lots, wherever I was. I haven't had that kind of a situation happen in a long time. So research has helped me come a long way. So what I'm here to ask you for is to help me with my mission to cure pulmonary hypertension. As an ambassador for pulmonary hypertension, I know a cure is close. We have now 12 approved medications versus that only one medication way back when, 19 years ago. So on October 9th, my family and I are hosting a benefit night, concert, dinner, Mexican food, and I would like to invite all of you to come. We're asking for a $30 donation per ticket, and there will be dancing, food, a great band called the Righteous Rhythms, and I've watched them as I've grown up. They've been together since the 70s, and they're an amazing band. So I'd really love to see a Disney table, or a table of any sort. If you can also help me with selling tickets, let's say you want to invite a couple of friends for a night out and for a great cause, that would be great. I have 300 spaces to fill, and I would love to raise that much for research. And all the money is going to my team for the second annual O2 Breathe Walk that's happening in Long Beach on November 14th. And if you would like to make a team, join my team, come on down, volunteer, or just walk for a cause, that would be a great thing for you to do. So thank you so much for all your time, and if you have any questions, yes.
Do they know what causes it?
They do. You can get pulmonary hypertension by having a secondary disease like any kind of connective tissue disease, scleroderma, HIV positive, drugs, methamphetamines. I got mine from a heart defect. I had a hole in my heart that caused blood to pump the opposite direction. So I had open heart surgery back in '98. They fixed my heart, but my lungs remained with pulmonary hypertension. It's incurable. Once you have it, there's no rewinding the time. I really feel for the people that took fen for a couple of weeks and ended up with a pump for the rest of their lives. So yeah, it's pretty much irreversible. The only real cure is a double lung transplant, and that's not a total cure. So there's life after transplant isn't even that long. So yes.
How are your daily activities now? Like your breathing and stuff?
I feel like I can do a lot for having this diagnosis. Walking from the garage today to here, I was very short of breath and very winded. I just have to keep saying, slow down. So remind myself when I'm doing stairs, take one step, count to 10. Take one step, count to 10. Nothing is a race. If I'm late, I'm late. And if I can't do the laundry, I can't. If I'm having a bad day, the house isn't going to be pristine. So I try not to get myself too down when there's things I can't do. But definitely with medication, I can do a whole lot more. I don't know if Brandon told you, but the beginning of summer was really scary for me. I ended up thinking my heart was failing, and I went for about a month. I went for a couple of weeks not telling anyone what was happening, and I'm just totally scared, thinking this is finally it after 19 years. Pulmonary hypertension ends in heart failure. So I was thinking, I'm at this stage. I was given so many years of life. I can't complain, but I was still very scared. And found out that my pump had slowed down and I wasn't getting the right amount of medication. So after a month of thinking, I'm dying, got my funeral in order, I got literally what I want said and done, what I want people to wear at my funeral, no black. I got everything in order and went into the doctor, had my pump refilled, had an increase. That night I had a miraculous recovery. My heart just went back to normal. So it really lit a fire in me, and yesterday I was supposed to take the day off from PH activity and it just didn't happen. So I'm really, really, really trying to do what I can to find a cure. And quite honestly, if we do find a cure, I'll be honest with you, it's not really going to do much for my heart is already really pretty much damaged, but I keep thinking about the people that come after me. You know, what happens when they get diagnosed? It would be great to see other people not have to suffer. I suffered so they don't have to. That's what I want to see.